Hey guys, this is Discourse Miniatures here. I have recently received a small bundle of League of Assassins products, so I figured I would open those, do a little small sort of unboxing for them, just sort of test out the water and see how it goes. As you can see, it's just Ubu, Ghul, and the now we have discovered obsolete card pack. So well, rather, it's not obsolete, but it is no longer sort of as relevant with the new objective card box coming out. So I think we'll open up this one first, just to have a look at it. I picked this up originally because I was concerned about the availability of it. I wasn't sure whether or not it would still be accessible, because I wasn't sure how Night Models were going to be treating the new cards. It looks like they've done a really good job though, so I needn't have worried, but that's no problem. It's always nice to have spares, so I'm probably just going to end up having two versions of all of these. So the cards came a little bit crinkled. That's all right. Let's just make sure we've got everything. So here is, first of all, the Wizard. This is Malcolm Merlin. I'm not sure about him. I think he's like the Dark Archer from Green Arrow. There's Robin as well, of course, Damian Wayne. And here is Goliath, the big massive monster that he can fly on, which is always fun. And then we've got a sort of a vague attempt at wrapping. I purchased these on sale, so they've probably been sitting in a warehouse for quite some time. So there's Talia, excellent model. Obviously you've got the Heretic. There is Cheshire. And then here we go. These are the Assassins that came in the second edition Bat Box. So that's Assassin 1. We got Assassin 2. Assassin 3. Assassin 4. And it's kind of funny, actually, just sort of looking at these for a second. These henchmen, you know, comparing these to the third edition Bat Box that we got with the ninjas with the swords, the stats are just so different, right? Like, you can really see the change in emphasis. These assassins are sort of more almost Joker-ish in a way, right? Because they're sort of only around 20 rep. Whereas Heretic, Cheshire, yeah. Whereas the third edition versions are super impressive, right? They're more, I think they're eking around the sort of 30 rep mark. And those swords with the two blood, very nice. So here we have the deck. So as I said, this sort of is a little bit redundant now, this card pack, because the crew box will come with League of Assassins, and it looks like a whole host of other crews as well. If you sort of aren't aware of that, there should be a link to my video below in a card. So here we have Eradicate the Order. This is an excellent deck, or excellent card, although to be fair, the League of Assassins have a really competitive deck as well. A lot of suspect marker play for them, you know, which is always sort of surprising. You kind of expect them just to want to, well, assassinate. I'm just really, to be honest, I mean, you can see all the cards on the BMG app. I'm just really, it's kind of sad that I have to say this, but I'm just double checking to make sure that I have copies of every card. Lazarus Pit, of course, excellent. 2 copies of We Cannot Be Defeated. The Fire Rises. There we go. It's very good. And then we have multiple threats, 3 clusters, and then we have Talia al Ghul's personal card, which is really good. Heretic as well, he comes with his one. So if you've bought the second edition Bat Box, certainly this is still probably going to be worth it if you want to play them now. Obviously though, oh, I didn't know this. So Cheshire actually has 3 cards. Wow. That's actually a surprise to me. I always thought that was just a single card. That's awesome. It's actually making me want to reconsider Cheshire. I'd kind of written her off. And then, of course, there's the League of Assassin block cards if you play with those as well. So, yeah, everything that you'd want. Obviously, Ghul, Ubu, the third edition sort of box with the updated ninjas, they're not in here because they are in their own. So first we're going to go for Ubu. Here is the box. It's one of those wee plastic sort of sets. Awesome model. Very massive sword. A very big sword. Impressively large. We're going to open it up. There we are. And yep. So here is the card. It's very nice. 66 rep. Ubu, of course, being the bodyguard to Ghul. Funnily enough, probably one of the few bosses in the entire game that doesn't really care to have a bodyguard. So Ubu, I think, is better off sticking with Talia, personally. There is the... Oh, I see. Okay, so these are in Spanish. Huh. Okay, I think I've seen this before. I've heard of this. This is the English versions. So, there we go, just get them in the actual frame. So these are the English versions. It looks like Night Models do produce them in the Spanish, though, which is cool. Good. I guess it's just easier for them rather than, you know, producing an English version and a Spanish version. Here we go. Here's the sprue for Ubu. One single sprue. That's good to see. Quite a lot of flash, to be honest, as per sort of usual. Not unexpected. Looks like there'll be a little cleanup needed on the sword there. And the head has one of those little bits coming out of it, if you can see that there. I hate that because I always have a really hard time not snipping off a tiny bit of the head. But yeah, that is a massive sword, and I guess he has massive arms, so it makes sense. But yeah, this should be hopefully a really nice, easy model to put together. Classic base. So yeah, awesome. Looking forward to getting Ubu out. Like I said, I sort of treated myself to Ubu and Ghul. I don't actually have really any models to use them with. I just picked them up just sort of as a treat to myself, just for a bit of fun. Because I really like the League of Assassins. I plan on picking them up, but you know, just happen to the money right now. There's so many good stuff coming out. I can't really justify going back to old purchases. Pick up the plastic. So this is Ghul. Awesome box. The boxes for Batman 3rd Edition have just been, they're great. They're sort of that type of box that I kind of want to keep, which means that the place just gets littered with them. So let's open it up, if we can. Okay, this is packaged pretty tightly. Have to rip it a little bit. It's very unfortunate. But I probably will end up having to throw it out. Okay, all right. Make sure. All right, so Night Models had a pretty bad habit of not putting things in plastic. The last two face box set I got, though, was pretty clean. So this is Spanish, so it's not for me. This is the English card for Ghul, Lord of the Pits. Excellent card, just really, really good. Here's the Spanish version of Lord of the Pits, presumably just as good. And here we have Ghul, so probably one of the most terrifying bosses in the game, 120 rep. So combine that with Arrogant, which means that he actually suffers, I think it's a -1. Yeah, so yeah, he rolls one less attack die when he attacks a model that is cheaper than him, which means that more often than not, he actually, rather than having 5 attack, he usually has 4. Unless he's attacking someone like Batman, which totally makes sense. Alright, so here is obviously all the bits. So this is a bit of the base. And this sort of was this is the smaller sort of base. And this was kind of what I was looking for. I've heard that this is kind of how it slots together, that you can kind of do this, make it so that the smaller base can slot into the bigger one. Looks like this is the case. I kind of wish that they had done all the models like this. Okay, I'm not sure how this goes together. Because with Two-Face, for example, obviously he's on the he's got the very dynamic pose. I mean, they've been really killing it in terms of the sculpts. This is just a bit of rock. They've been really killing it. We're looking for the main man though. Let's see. Got to make sure he's got everything. So there's a leg. That's good. We've got a leg. Whoops. We have here looks like a head, a very, very well sculpted head. Very cool. Ah, here we go. Well, it's obviously the main body of Ra's al Ghul. So, pop that down like so. And then obviously this is the huge billowing cloak of Ra's al Ghul, of course. And here is a sprue that has nothing on it. Let's see. So it looks like that's probably where the leg is from. And we have a hand and a sword. So I think that probably fits. Yeah, that probably fits in there. And then here is the little sort of kneeling guy. So he'll go on the sort of larger 60mm base. And that was really the sort of thing that's really attracted me to this. If I pull up the box again, you can see that this is him on the 60mm. But he can instead go on the sort of smaller box, or the smaller base there. And the trick to it is that you can kind of slot him on the smaller one, like so, and then put it into the bigger one whenever you fancy it, which is awesome. I just really, I'm not sure why they didn't try and do that with every single model, with every single boss model rather. I think it would have been a really good sort of way of making, you know, the thing is, right, that the larger sort of base sizes I think are definitely more competitive. I don't like the bigger bases for the playing space. So this means that I can have them on the larger base for display, and then whenever I want to actually play him, I can get him on the smaller base. So if we just slot that there, right, it should fit. Yep, that's awesome. So it slots right in with the base on. That's really cool. Yeah, just a pity they didn't do that with everybody, but I'm glad that they at least did it for Ra's, because it's a very, very cool model. So yeah, so that's the League of Assassins really. So not the bad box. If I get that, I'll probably buy it alongside the 3rd edition ninjas, because I do think that they're stronger than the assassins. But yeah, so if I pick those up, I'll probably buy those again. So yeah, if you like this, if you want to see me unbox more stuff, just because basically I know that you're kind of playing a little bit of a roulette game every single time that you purchase 9 models. They've gotten a lot better though, but I know that some people really like to just watch these, make sure that they don't not seeing anybody get burned. Please do let me know. So please do comment and like and subscribe if you do like that. If you do like this content, these are really easy for me to crack out basically. And to be perfectly frank, I really enjoy watching other people unbox new products. It kind of satisfies my hunger a little bit personally, though never enough, evidently. So yeah, that's the League of Assassins. That's Ra's, that's Ubu, and the now obsolete card pack. Thanks everyone for joining me, and I will see you next time.